Welcome back. So now in this lecture, let's actually submit the order so that we can validate the CSV. So first of all, let's choose one product from here. Out of 3 products available right now, let's say you want to select the first product. So right click, inspect, you want to click on this add to cart button, right? So here, let's start from the cart body. So when you select cart body here, dot card hyphen body. So this is a CSS. It's highlighting the all the 3 elements cards here. So from this cart bodies, now you have to reach add to cart button, right? So when you spy on that, this is the HTML properties. So we have a button tag. So parent CSS space. If I give child CSS, basically I'm traversing from parent to child with the space and hit an enter. Now, okay, so all the buttons are highlighted, but here we are interested only in the add to cart button, right? So how can you filter out of these two? So one way is, in every section there is something called nth of last of type. Okay, so you can say like this, last of type. Basically when you give this last of type, so here button is a one type of tag. So here we are clearly saying if it returns multiple buttons, select the last of type, so that this is first type, this is second type for each card. Okay, so in CSS there is a way that you can explicitly tell that only select last type if you get multiple types. Now hit an enter. Here you go, it selected only add to carts. Now you got it, right? You can play around, you can download the selectors hub plugin and you can learn your own CSS also by experimenting here. So when you start typing, you will get suggestions also, like what kind of CSS might help you to get your desired element. There are a lot of things you can make on that button. So in our case, we just need last type, because this is the first button which have a button tag view, and this is a second button which have add to cart. So we are only interested in the add to cart button. So this is the CSS which exactly gave the add to cart button of all the products. Okay, so on high level, if you see, we just traversed from parent cart body to child. Okay, now again, this add to cart button we got in 3 products, right? So what if you want to select on the second product, let's say Jara Code 4. So in that case, in Cypress, that we have something called .eq, so that you can smartly select when it returns multiple elements. Okay, let's try to do that. I will minimize this because this work is all taken care in giving a token. Everything is done. So once you get a token, that you will land on the page also in the same code. So after that, here cy dot get and just give that CSS. So basically this CSS returns add to cart button of all the products. Let's say if you want to select second one, you have to give 1, because first product will be at the 0 index and second product will be the first index. So that means here you are adding the second product add to cart. Okay, when you say .eq1 here, only this will get highlighted, 0 index, first index, and on that I am saying click. So that means this will add to that cart. Okay, so the step whatever you wrote here will simply add that Jara Code for product to the cart. So once it is added, next step is to go to this cart page so that you can check out and submit the order. So go to cart, and here you have again properties for that. So looks like this attribute is little unique. So I will write customized CSS saying attribute which is router link, and let's give regular expression top over it, star equals to cart. Okay, so instead of giving full value, I'm giving regular expression star, so that it will filter out this cart. So this is again another CSS which exactly highlighting this. You can see one element matching, right? So let's go ahead and again say cy dot get, so that will select the cart. Okay, so once it selects the cart, then you will be navigated to the cart page. So from here you can check out See guys, there are a lot of validations you can put here, but our goal here is to validate CSV file. Okay, so that's why to reach that confirmation page, we are quickly automating that without considering validations, because these validations already we have seen so many examples when we are learning UI automation in initial sections, right? Again, we don't want to stress on that now. So check out, this is the one we have. So you know that based upon the text also you can click in Cypress, right? So I'm going to use that here. So checkout is present because I don't see any unique ID here, ID equals to checkout or something like that. It's all buttons. If I try with button, here you can see lot of buttons are coming, everything is button. So this time I will smartly go with a checkout, because when I expand there is a text called checkout. So you all know that you can also select UI elements in Cypress based upon the text. For that we use contains method, right? We have done multiple examples on that. So I will go ahead and click on that checkout button. Awesome. So this will help you to land on the product review page, like what is the product you selected, and you can give all the details here. So everything is optional here except select country. So you have to definitely give to which country you want to ship it. Okay, this is again auto suggest to drop down, which we have seen in one of our earlier lectures. Okay, you have to type on that, and based upon your type the elements will populate. Now first let's type on that. For that we have to choose that edit box, and here we have placeholder attribute. Let's write the CSS again, placeholder star equals to regular expression. I'll just mention country. So country, here you go, perfect. So one element is matching, so select that and just go ahead, cy.get. You can go to that CSS. On that edit box you're gonna just type what, IND, so that your desired country whatever you want will be displayed. So in my case, if I just type IND, 3 options I am receiving. So we can go to cart and come again. So when I do IND, you can see that. So now our next goal is to scan, iterate over all the options displayed here and select your country name. Okay, so for that, first of all let's take the parent CSS of this entire menu here. So when I hover here, this whole section is getting highlighted, right? First let's reach that section. So there is a class name ti-results. There are multiple classes here, but any single class will help for us. So dot class name is the CSS. Perfect, one element matching. This highlights these 3 boxes. Okay, next, now from here if you go to traverse from parent to child button, all the 3 elements are matching. Okay, so when you just say button, then this matched and 3 elements are written. So again we can write one for loop which will scan each of these 3 buttons, grab the text of it, and if the text matches with the desired country name, and then you can click on it. We have seen multiple examples on that, so let's do it again. So now cy.get, first take that CSS. Now this returns multiple elements, right? So we are iterating through each and every element from that. So if you remember, the first element what it takes is the each and, like in the first iteration element, one element will be retrieved, that element will get stored here, and the index of that element, if it's a 0th or first index, and the whole list. So these are the 3 parameters you will send, right? And here inside you can write the function. Now so in the first iteration, this first button will be retrieved because it returns 3 results, and out of 3 results this loop will iterate. So first index will get stored in this element. So here we can put if dot text. So if that element text matches with India, because you want to click on that India option, then select it. So British Indian will not match, so it will skip. Again, second iteration with second element, Indonesia. This particular web element now will be stored in this EL. And again, we are checking EL dot text. So that means on that element, we are making text where Indonesia will be retrieved. So like that, finally, in the third iteration, it matches with India. So whenever it matches with India, we have to click on that element, right? So if you want to perform any action on the element which you retrieved through list, first you need to wrap that element and then perform click operation on it. Okay, so now I think you are very familiar now how this code works, because if you see my previous examples, we just did exactly same how we handled earlier. Let me show the lot of examples we did here also, right? So it will get that particular whole list and it will iterate through list. If it matches with India, it gonna click it. Okay, so same thing now I am applying here also. Let's go back to session test. So this code gonna click on that option. So once it is selected, now we can place the order. You can fill all these field, guys, that I'm leaving for you as an assignment. Okay, I'm quickly making sure that we reach that confirmation page. All right, so here also we have class. Let me take this class name and dot class name. Perfect, one element matching. So this is a CSS. So here I would say ci dot get dot click. So that will click on the purchase, right? This will place the order and you will be reached this page. So one thing you need to note here, after you see this page, it will still take 2-3 seconds for this service to get activated. That's because of my backend servers are little slow, because we are not using a real-time apps, right? And there is a lot of traffic here. So though you see the button, it needs at least 2 seconds for the network calls to complete so that you will be able to download CSV. Okay, so what I recommend here is just put a wait of 2 seconds. You might think, why should I put waits? In real time, you need not put waits, because whenever page is loaded, servers also will load it. In my case, the backend I am hosting on the cloud server, so that is very slow. There is some disturbance there. So if you take at least 2 seconds wait, then you will be able to download the CSV. The page will load, but that CSV should get prepared, right? That itself is taking 2 seconds time. It's not that page will not show up. Page will show up, but if you immediately click, you will not see CSV. If you wait 2 seconds, that will show up. That's how my backend server is there. To handle this, we are just making sure we are waiting for 2 seconds. And then once you reach this confirmation page, you can select this button so that, order will be downloaded again. So let's write CSS for this as well. Okay, again, this is button. There will be lot of buttons, I guess. If you just type button, 5 elements are there. So to make it unique, let's come it from its parent. See, parent is order summary. In this section, button is there, right? So this is the class. So first, let's go to the parent dot class space. From parent to child, we are traversing to button. Okay, this is the parent to child. Now it find uniquely it identified. You see, one element matching just because we made a unique parent. So cy dot get dot click. Awesome. So this code now will help you to purchase an order, and it will also download the CSV. So do remember that whenever you ask Cypress to download anything from web, by default, all your downloads will get stored in this download folder. Okay. So in your project, the Cypress folder is there, right? Inside this, you have fixtures, integration, where you write tests, plugins, everything is there. Similarly, there is one folder called downloads. So all the CSVs or whatever it download through automation, those files will get stored in this folder. Okay. And also, quick fix, guys. So here you need to provide space. So if you check back the application, when we spy on to select this India, here you see there is a space and then there is a word called India. So exactly it searches for the same text format. If it is space here, so here also you have to make sure that if it matches with any option which have a space followed by that. So to be frank, this is the space I think accidentally introduced by the developer. So that's fine. If you put space, then it will make sure that it will exactly match that. Okay. Great. So let's run this test and see how that goes. So just make sure we have written everything correct here, that $index. Okay, here it is text. We forgot to give this bracket, and wrap, wait, click, cool. Looks everything is okay. So I will save this project, and now let's go back to Cypress test runner and trigger this session test. So now this has to place an order, and you should also see one CSV downloaded in your folder called downloads. Let's see. All right, so it added to the cart and it clicked on the country. It reached out confirmation page. Great. So test execution is done, and now come back to your project. Here you go. You see that one .csv file is created. So by default, like whatever downloads you make, that will sit in this download folder. Great. So in the next lecture, let's bring CSV concept into picture, and let's try to understand how we can parse the CSV and see what are details we actually have in the CSV, and we'll take it from there. All right. Thank you.